The Crown Prosecution Service are not taking forward any of the allegations made against Rupert Lowe by Zia Youssef. And Rupert Lowe said today, "Farage is no leader. He is a coward and a viper. I feel deeply embarrassed that I ever thought he was the man to lead. If Farage were ever to control the vast power of the British state, I believe he would not hesitate to do to his adversaries what they have tried to do to me." And he's essentially saying that he doesn't believe that Nigel Farage is fit to be the person that runs this country. And he's welcome to his opinion, all well and good. So who is, would be my question. Okay, he's been treated badly. Okay, that's something that does happen. Am I defending Nigel Farage? No, I'm just merely saying, yes, Rupert Lowe is probably, from looking at the outside and considering all the evidence, it looks like he's annoyed Farage, and Farage has used any way possible to push him out of the party. Okay, let's accept that and move forward. So that happened. That's probably the case. But is Farage any more touchy than any other leader? Like Keir Starmer or Kemi Badenoch? Is he worse or better than those people? What exactly does Rupert Lowe want to achieve going forward? Here's one point to consider. Rupert Lowe is never, ever going to get anywhere near power. Ever. He's never going to be in any decision-making spot ever again. And it's simply because of this. In the 2029 election, that's going to happen, and it's all planned to move to 2029, then Rupert Lowe isn't going to have a chance of getting anywhere near power. If he goes off and starts a party with Mr. Habib, say, they're not going to get that party up and running by the next election. The earliest that Ben Habib and Rupert Lowe would be able to have a party that may challenge anything if they achieve amazing success is 2034. And Rupert Lowe will be getting on to being quite an old man then. So Rupert Lowe is never going to get anywhere near anything. And that's the first thing that needs to be borne in mind. The second thing that needs to be considered, and the most important thing, is this. Politics is nice to talk about, and it's nice to consider, and it's nice to churn over these things in your mind, and it's all a very interesting thing, and I love to do it, and I'm sure you like to think about it as well. I want to move to net zero migration. I want to deport all foreign criminals for whatever they may have done, and I want to prevent illegal immigrants from coming to this country and breaking our laws upon the first thing that they do when they land here. I'm very, very concerned about the country, particularly on an economic level, and I believe we should suspend net zero and allow the market to push that agenda forward on its own feet, on its own steam. That's what I believe. And the only way that that's going to happen is with reform. If reform is removed off the board, as Mr. Lowe seems like he wants to do, he wants to destroy the Reform Party because he's had his nose pushed out, and those are normal human emotions. Let's say Rupert Lowe gets his own way. Let's say Rupert Lowe is successful. What do you think happens in 2029? Who do we get? Labour or the Tories? Kemi Badenoch or another version of Keir Starmer? So the question there is, does immigration go down after 2029 or up? What do you think the country's going to look like if we add another 5 to 7 million people over the next decade? We need to get real here and understand. And the supporters of Rupert Lowe also need to get real and understand. as much as Rupert Lowe may have a case, and I'm not saying he doesn't, and I feel really annoyed that Lowe is being removed off the board because he would have been such a positive force for reform. It's a really, it's kind of a fly in the ointment with all of the success reformers had, that Rupert Lowe here isn't there and isn't fighting the good fight. It's really sad that that's happened because they could have had such momentum, but it hasn't worked. He's fallen out with Nigel. Nigel doesn't like him. Nigel is a one-man band and he's pushed him out, but sorry to say, folks, our only option is Nigel. Without Nigel Farage, there is no Reform Party. Sorry about that. But we need to move on from Mr. Lowe here, regardless of these allegations, regardless of what happens. We need to kind of put Mr. Rupert Lowe in the dustbin of history, I'm afraid. Regardless of his belief structure, regardless of how much I might respect the man. Because as a pragmatist, I care about the country. I don't care whether people had their feelings hurt. That's low-grade politics. What we need to do is take the higher ground. We need to bring people from the right together, and we need to understand we are fighting for the future of this country. And I don't care about Rupert Lowe. I only care about the country. I don't care about Nigel Farage. I care about the country. I care that we get the changes done that we need to see. And that's all everybody needs to focus on. And if you like Rupert Lowe, I'm sorry if I've annoyed you there, but I have to act in a pragmatic way because that's the only way you're going to beat the uni party and succeed. Playing these games of grievance politics only plays into the uni party's hands. It's what they want. We need to rise above it and play our own tune. Anyway, thanks very much for your time.